Hi everybody, thanks for watching. My name is Paul Carhart and you're watching The Creative Underground. And this is the first time back after a couple of years on hiatus. The show used to feature a lot of various local artists in Long Beach and musicians and things such as that. And now we're gonna shift the focus of the show a little bit now, and we're gonna focus on things that I'm working on as an artist. I'm going to take you behind the scenes on a lot of things that I'm working on, a lot of different kinds of things, music, fiction writing, and also cartoons. And right now we're going to talk about a cartoon that I used to draw in 1991 and 92. It was called Elvin's Pet Peeve. It was probably the best kept secret that I had. Mostly my friends and family were the only ones that knew about it. There were a handful of other people that I worked with. I exaggerate a little bit. We sponsored a baseball team. And there were some other things, but a newsletter. But that said, the characters from this were never fully realized or exploited or used to the best of my hopes and dreams. So I've decided to break out a box here. It's got over 185 Elvin's Pet Peeve comic strips. They look something like this. They are drawn on artboard and they are penciled in blue pencil and then inked in black ink. And I'm going to start figuring out how to use these to take them a little bit further. I got tools now in the 2018 here that I didn't have in 1991 and 92, namely the internet, print-on-demand T-shirt design and production, and print-on-demand books as well. So I'm hoping that the first two series of Peeve cartoons will make it into books, probably one book per series. And I'm also going to do some new cartoons. I've already storyboarded 15 new ones. Worked out a way to bring Peeve back. Not only has he been gone from my life for 25 years or so, but he's also been missing in the lives of his friends. He's been through an interdimensional portal. Peeve is an interdimensional being. He is not a creature you've ever seen before. He actually looks like this. Here he is wearing his own leash because he's a pet peeve. So, but there's artwork for a T-shirt that's available now. Anyways, the idea of Peeve is that he's a interdimensional being. And he's been adopted by a little roly-poly elf named Elvin, and they all live him and his friends. There's a dwarf, there's a knight, there's a dragon. It's a fantasy-type world, cartoonish version of like a Tolkien-type world. That's where they live, and then Peeve has been gone. He's been gone for 25 years here, not perhaps as long there. But the first comic strip will bring him back into their lives. And the joke of that is Peeve's back. He'll be backing through the portal, so you'll see his back. And that's also being used on the T-shirt that I just showed. That's the front of it. And this is the back of it. I don't know how much you can see with the tracing paper. So the idea is that the front of it has the front of him, and the back of it has the back of him. And the back will say, it's Peeve's back. Obviously, it's Peeve's back. But anyways, that's the idea behind bringing him back in universe and what we're doing here. When I used to draw him, the T-shirts I used to have of him, he was brown with yellow arms and legs and nose. There was a time that I was working with a friend of mine named Joe White that we were pitching ideas to Disney, and we were pitching to Klasky Schupo and some of the animation studios here in Hollywood. And one of the ideas was to take Peeve out of Elvin's Pet Peeve and put him in a modern day setting. And that was Janet's Pet Peeve that I did with Joe. And Peeve, only Janet could see him. And Janet was a young woman in our time, contemporary, trying to get through life with this guy, invisible guy, giving her heck, harassing her. So that's the idea, is to incorporate the ideas that I did with Joe And that's where he's been. He's been in our world, and now he's coming back to the fantasy world in which Elvin and his friends live. So that's what the new cartoons will be. Will be him coming back and then taking the cartoon strip forward from there. So the plan is to put these cartoons up on the internet on my website at paulcarhart.com, which will be getting a facelift, and then you'll see that. And then we'll be introducing the new cartoons as well into the mix. I am expecting the new cartoons to also get a book, so there will be a third book there of new cartoons. There's also comic book style books that I've made here, some stories that I've done. As you can see here, they're drawn in panels similar to a comic book. I've got 3 or 4 of those. One of them I don't think is fully inked, which I'll have to go in and ink it in order to finish that. I expect those to also be published at some point in the near future as well. And then we'll see where we go from there. Maybe some animation or something will come from that. But I really hope you guys like them. I'm really excited that people will be able to read these things now. They've been sitting in a box. Most of them, as you can see, are sealed in plastic, so they're very well protected. But most of them been in a box for 25 years, and it'll be nice to get them out. And it's really fun to revisit these characters and draw them again. So yeah, I look forward to drawing new cartoons. We'll do a video on the very first new Peeve cartoon in 25 years coming up. So I haven't drawn it yet, and we haven't shot it yet. So I did shoot, however, footage of doing the new T-shirt. So that's going to be what we're going to talk about now. So the first new Peeve T-shirt in 25 years. We'll talk about that here in a second. So I like to start with artboard, which is very old-fashioned, I guess. I'm on the computer all day, so I don't really like to work on the computer when I draw. I'm drawing with non-photo blue pencil here, which is why you can't really see it very well. But I'm drawing the Peeve. You can maybe see them a little bit there. I'm drawing the Peeve outline there. And then once I've got it all drawn in non-photo blue, then I'm going to go ahead and ink it. So that's what I'm doing right here. And you can see it a little bit, but it's not real evident. And I think it'll be more obvious what's going on here. So then I start to ink it. I've got different weights pens that I use. And just over the years, you kind of figure out what weight you like for different things. So this is sped up, so I don't actually draw quite this fast, especially when I'm inking. I'm much more careful. My pencil sketching is probably close to this fast. Anyways, you can see a little bit now what the non-photo blue does. And so I'm going through and I'm inking it, and I'm making, making it a strong black outline for it. And so you can see here, what I'm doing. I'm basically just redrawing over what I already drew on non-photo blue and just making sure that it all comes clear. Just let it kind of go for a little bit here. Some of it's kind of self-explanatory. So it's Elvin's pet peeve. So as you'll see here, he's actually on his leash, his own leash. But he's a pet peeve, so he's on a leash. And that's sort of the joke of the picture. The other joke of the picture is it's for a T-shirt, and on the back side of the T-shirt is where we have the back side of it. It's basically traced backwards. I think I showed you that on the intro on the tracing paper. And so on the back side of the T-shirt it says Peeve's back. So yeah, this is Peeve's front, and the back is Peeve's back. It's so funny, isn't it? So anyways, this is the drawing of the new Peeve T-shirt. And one thing I didn't mention, his colors, from going interdimensionally, his colors are now green and purple. And that's how that came about. So, yeah, and signed and sealed and delivered. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you really like the Peeve character. Keep coming back. I'm hoping to do a new video every week or so. I've got a day job. I work in advertising. I also play in a band. So these videos will not just cover Peeve. We're going to talk about all different aspects of creativity and doing it yourself, kind of music, writing, publishing, and those kind of things. So that's what I'll be going behind the scenes on. Please subscribe, like, share all the various social media constructs that there are. Please do that with my videos, and let's see if we can get a little following here for Peeve after 25 years. I would very much appreciate that. Thank you very much.